The Champions League last date is set, and Simon Jordan has been getting fired into the new format, and he's talked about all the British clubs, including Celtic. So let's dive into his comments and break it down and see if he's talking about sense for once. So welcome back to Fog Football, but let's see what he had to say. And I quote: "I think the competition configuration has been very kind to sides. Newcastle must look at this and go, well, if we had been in this format, we would have had an opportunity. Liverpool must be looking at it and go, how did we finish top and get PSG, but Villa finished a bit further down and got Club Brugge in progress. So the configuration of this tournament has been quite kind. You still have to do your job. You still have to win the games they did. They beat Bayern Munich at Villa Park and had some other great results." End of quote. Yeah. It's just the luck of the draw, though, isn't it? Like, it really is just luck of the draw. You look at the way it went down, right, with Liverpool. It's like, yeah, they topped it, right? And then they got PSG and they went out. I can't, but PSG, at the same time, Liverpool could have got, was it Lens? However, PSG beat 10-0 in aggregate. No, I say they could have got them. PSG were just a completely different animal. Like, winning 10-0, you don't win 10-0 like if you're pish. Put it that way, but I think most people expected Liverpool to beat PSG. I think we were all kind of taken a wee bit aback by how good PSG were in Paris, and then when they beat them at Anfield, was it really a surprise? I mean, it was a close game, but end of the day, Villa, they had to, they fought well. They won a lot of games. Yeah, they didn't quite finish top, but the reality is, it's more getting in the top eight. You don't get any bonus for finishing first. Like, I know first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, you do technically get a team lower down the table, but because the Champions League, there's that many teams in it now with this new competition in the league stage, it doesn't mean the team that finished 24th for the team that finished ninth. Is there going to be a massive difference between them? Like, we've seen Celtic and City both finishing right beside each other. Obviously, Man City are better than Celtic, but you could go further up the table to ninth and 10th, and you've got teams who finished ninth and 10th. I can't even remember. But you know what I mean? Like, you could have got like a Lille, you could have got like a Lens, and it's just all about the draw. And I tell you what, I think UEFA, they always do. They always make bad decisions, but I think the new European formats have worked an absolute treat. And I'm not going to change my opinion on that. I think they've worked big time. And Villa had to beat Club Brugge. They went and beat them 3-1 away. They did the hard work, and then obviously Bruges went down to 10 men the other night. But more about that in the preview, or the review show, sorry. Moving on though. He went on to speak about Villa. We will get to Celtic in a minute. And I quote, "It's not a case of whether they look at a place or in place. Villa have a European Cup on the record for 1982. They're a great club with great size. I don't know whether they look in place or out of place. They're in the competition. Unai Emery is an experienced campaigner in Europe. He knows his way around. He's managed PSG and he's been at the elite level of football, so he knows what he has to do to achieve certain things. If you see Villa in the semis of the final, that would still be an element of surprise, wouldn't it? So does it ultimately mean it seems comfortable to have them there? Everything is comfortable because you're there on merit, but it's not because you're mentioning it. It's the fact they're there. It means it's a strange situation." End of quote. Yo, Aston Villa are going to have to beat PSG than the winner of Arsenal and Real Madrid to get to the final. There's nothing comfortable or, lucky about that. Aston Villa, I mean, is there an element of surprise? Yes, but we always hear that the Premier League is the best league in the world. And Aston Villa, for me, are a really good team. So it should be no surprise that they can compete. But we'll see how it goes. And what most Celtic fans have been waiting for is what we had to say about them. But categorically, this format has benefited the British clubs. Celtic probably wouldn't have gotten through the group stage or given themselves an opportunity for a playoff, which gave them more hullabaloo than perhaps their performances really merited it. So, I mean, the question is here, Simon Jordan, is he burying Celtic? I mean, a lot of the performances were good. I mean, let's not fault every single one. They did what they had to be done against Bratislava. 5-1 on paper's great. Should it be 5-1? Truly, yeah. I think Celtic are that much better than Slovan Bratislava. The Dortmund game was just a collapse. They happen. I know about 7-1s. I think most teams in Scotland know about 7-1s and those sort of losses in Europe. And then we move on. The game against Leipzig, brilliant. You win 3-1. The two I think the two games that will be disappointing are the two draws against Bruges and Zagreb. To a point, Bruges are a fantastic team, right? Well, I say fuck. I was me putting them like it's a top five team in the world. They're a really good team, Club Bruges. I would just expect Celtic at home to win, especially at that point because there was like real talk a potential top eight finish. Dynamo Zagreb, always a tough place to go away. I mean, AC Milan lost there, and then to beat Young Boys at home wasn't a great performance. It was really poor to be honest. But here, winning's all that mattered. And then going into what was the last game, Villa, it was kind of didn't really matter, but Celtic lost 4-2. I mean, Real Madrid, lucky against Atletico. I mean, some would argue cheating. Um, they've been lucky so far in this campaign, Real Madrid. They really, really have been. Maybe not so much against Man City, but I don't know. I just don't understand this for Jordan. I mean, I guess his point is, well, if it was the old format, Celtic wouldn't have went through, but we don't know. You know what I mean? Like, we can say it gives them more of a chance, but Celtic could have got a group with Leipzig. Celtic could have got a group with like Leipzig, Club Bruges, and Slovan Bratislava. No, I can't. I mean, I don't remember the pots off the top of my head, but theoretically that's possible. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Leave your down below. Simon Jordan talking shite, but no need to fear. The real competition's tonight. It's Thursday. You know the score.